I want to talk about like this idea of why calories alone miss the point. Like, everybody's counting calories or they're counting protein. But we're talking about, nutrient density, and we're talking about eating your greens. I mean, it's obvious you could eat. I remember watching McDougall one time do the stomach thing where it had 400 calories of butter, but then you had 400 calories of fruit and vegetables, and it fills the stomach. So
Right.
what is it that not all calories are created equal? So, I mean, how do you kind of respond to that when people are going, well, I'm trying to, hang under 1,200 calories a day, but it's like if 600 of those are crap, I mean,
It's impossible. In other words, you follow a Nutritarian diet, which is high in high nutrient healthy foods, right?
right.
And now you feel comfortable eating less calories. You're not driven with such a high, drive to have to overeat all the time. You're satisfied with less calories.
Mm-hmm.
It becomes impossible to hold a favorable caloric window when you're not eating healthy. So I've taken like 1,000 people who came to my retreat in the last, 5 years, and we feed them, let's say, between 1,200 and 1,400 calories a day, but they feel satisfied. They're eating as much food as they want. They can't eat that much food because it's so high in nutrients and so high in fiber. They're satisfied. They're comfortable with fewer calories.
Mm-hmm.
But you tell people, you're overweight and your basal metabolic rate's 1,300 calories. Here's a woman whose basal metabolic rate is between 12 and 1,300 calories, and she's 50 pounds overweight. She's eating 1,600 calories a day, and she's eating 1,300 calories a day to lose weight.
Mm-hmm.
But it's too uncomfortable to eat 1,300 calories a day unless you eat very healthfully.
Right.
It's when you eat very healthfully, now you feel satisfied with the 1,300 calories.
Okay. Yeah, no, and I get that, because I mean, when I first went and dropped a lot of my weight initially, and everything that I was eating was just whole and healthy, I noticed that I felt like I was eating more through the day, but I was snacking on carrots or fruit or bananas, and I know the caloric dense when they talk about how many calories I was eating. I know I was eating far fewer calories than I was when I was eating cheeseburgers and things like that. But the one thing that I noticed is I was far more satisfied. Like I wouldn't need it. Like I'd eat a cheeseburger and 2 hours later, I'm ready to go gnaw my arm off. It's like, so, and I've always wondered, is that because when you're eating nutrient dense foods, you may be eating fewer calories, but is it the nutrients that are satisfying your body and your body saying, I'm good now. Like I'm satisfied. I mean, is that kind of the idea? I mean,
it's an oversimplification, but it's part of the idea. Like, see, when you're eating unhealthily, you build up more metabolic waste in the body, more urea, more lipofuscin, more free radicals. You build up more, uric acid. In other words, you're building up more toxins when you're eating unhealthily. And then when you try to stop eating, you feel sickly and you feel weak and fatigued unless you keep putting more food in. So you have to, it's almost like a withdrawal from an addictive drug. You have to keep putting you got to keep smoking or keep taking the pills or you feel too badly. If your body is exposed, you stop the caffeine when you're drinking 10 cups of coffee a day. You got to keep putting the caffeine in. Well, when you're eating unhealthily, your body is so toxic that you feel wiped out if you don't keep putting food in your body, because when your body most effectively removes toxins and heals in the non-feeding state. So you don't tolerate how you feel too poorly when you're not constantly eating food. So you got to keep the digestive tract busy all the time when you don't eat healthfully, because your body's you feel too ill if your body's going to try to repair and heal and remove the extra toxins. So you got to stuff it in all day long. So and that's not the only mechanism. There's a few different mechanisms via which people are forced to overeat when they don't eat healthfully. There's also the thing we talk, the caloric rush. The caloric rush means how many calories rush into the bloodstream after you ate that meal.
Right.
And if I have the caloric rush consists of two parts: the glycemic load, which is the sugar in the blood,
right,
and the lipemic load, which is the fat in the blood.
Okay.
Americans get their fats from oils and animal fats, which rush into the blood very rapidly. So you get a spike of fat in the blood, and then they get their carbohydrates from bread and rice and potato and things that have a high white flour and sugar, and they have a high glycemic rush. So they get a lot of calories into the blood after the meal. See, I get my fat calories from nuts and seeds and avocado. And because I'm getting my fat calories from almonds and pistachio nuts and filberts and, and whatever, hemp seeds, flax seeds, whatever,
Right.
Mediterranean pine nuts. I'm getting my fat from nuts and seeds. Those have a lot of protein with them too, but the calories are coming to the bloodstream at 1 or 2 calories a minute over a 3 or 4 hour period. It doesn't spike. The fats don't come into your bloodstream all at once. They're broken down very gradually. When you have oil, walnut oil instead of walnuts, the oil spikes in the blood. So Americans get habituated to this high caloric rush, a lot of calories in the blood. And that affects the brain, particularly lights up the dopamine centers in the brain like a narcotic does, same area the brain gets hit. And people get habituated to, and they feel empty and unsatisfied unless they duplicate the caloric rush. And so it makes them, they're unsatisfied with eating fruits and vegetables or a lower caloric meal because they want that hit. You know, give them a salad and a bowl of vegetable bean soup and an apple, and they'll need, you know, a candy bar, some ice cream cone, some bacon. They got to have, you know, a piece of meat, a pizza. Give me something. I don't feel like I'm satisfied with having a salad and a bowl of soup. I'm feeling empty. They're not feeling empty. The brain didn't get the hit, didn't get the caloric rush hit because they're drug addicts. They're food addicts, right?
Wow. Okay. So
you have to, it takes time for people to habituate to a lower caloric load because you're uncomfortable in the first couple of weeks.
Right.
Moving to a healthy diet and lower caloric load, you know?
Yeah. And you hit on something that I think people need to hear because there is a lot of people out there, you know, the oil craze, olive oil, walnut oil, avocado oil, you know, that kind of thing. But it does matter whether you get, like you said, and you said this, like, that's the difference between eating a walnut and using walnut oil.
Right.
So your body recognizes the difference, right?
Completely different, biologically different. You take the fiber out and you have a rapid absorption of calories that is completely unnatural. And look at the person's body fat. They can't lose weight when the oil surges in the bloodstream. It shuts down weight loss. There are people who are all overweight. They're claiming the benefits of oils while they're 40, 50, 60 pounds overweight. You know, they're not going to, it sabotages their ability to get thin. And you can't be healthy unless you get thin, unless you have low body fat. Unless a male's body fat's below 15% or a female's body fat's below 25%, they're not healthy. They're just fooling themselves.